In three, two, what's good, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? JDaisy here with the JDaisy Gaming Channel, here with Tooth and Tail. This is a little game on Steam that I've been following for a while and kind of forgot about. Fell off my radar, and then it came out earlier this week, so I jumped back into it. What it is I want to call it it is definitely a strategy game, but I want to call it almost a base building, but it's less of that. It's set in a world where animals are fighting each other. There's 4 different factions. They're fighting each other, and whoever loses becomes food for the other one. So it's got a very basic kind of story, but that doesn't really touch on all that much. It came out on September 12th. Its price point is $20. I'd say that's a pretty fair one as far as I'm concerned. Side note, that something that kind of annoys me about the game is it has no subtitles. There's no option for subtitles. There's nothing. So that's kind of annoying. It really makes me aggravated when a game, like anything that comes out post 2010, does not allow for subtitles. And for a game that has quite a few cut screens in it, it's very surprising. Well, how does the game play, though? That's the most important part. It plays pretty good. The graphics leave a little to be desired. They're kind of this more pixelated version, but to me it just looks kind of grimy. I get what they're kind of trying to go for, like I said, with a pixelated version, but it just looks kind of grimy, looks kind of weird, just kind of looks out of focus, really, to me. And I know that's probably not what a lot of people would say if they, if you play a lot of pixelated games. You just probably don't think that, but to me that's what they look like. So the game plays as you, as your mouse or weasel commander with your flag. You move forward and your troops follow you. You do have a health bar, so you're not immune. But as you move, you rally your troops. They come forward and push wherever you are waving your flag. So you are controlling that particular person while your troops are being controlled by you. And you can select either a group, and by group they mean a particular unit type, or you can just choose all, and they will all just come to where you are. So it's a combination of single person and group being controlled by AI. And as you get into the game, you actually get into base building, where you have to build more food and defend the food as you push forward. There's quite a few different little character types, and they all have their own style. So the squirrels are single shot, or not single shot, but are more of an infantry style. Then they have weasels that are more long range style, crickets that explode on impact. They have fox snipers. So there is a lot of characters that I enjoy. I enjoy this. It reminds me a lot of Redwall. If you either read the books or watched the movies or the TV show on on public television as a child, that's what it reminds me of, is Redwall. So that's a little bit of a nostalgia trip for me, and I don't know if that's what they were going for, but that's what you kind of get. And as a lover of Zootopia, this just kind of adds to that as well. So it plays a little differently than most kind of strategy games, because, like I said, you are the one that is pushing forward, so you decide what they are attacking, what they're pushing forward. So it draws you in personally. But as you build a base, the problem that I had was the base. I've only played a few of the story missions, is what I'm trying to get at. And only one of those was what I would call a base building. All the rest were you started with a set of people, and then you had to destroy stuff. This was the first time you actually built a base, spawned in people, and attacked. So with that being said, it's left a little to be desired, because it's a little hard to understand how you get troops. You build a thing that gives you barracks or what have you, and then it spawns them genuinely, but only to a certain amount. So each plot you put down only gives you X amount of that troops, and it takes a second or two, it takes a wheel rotation for you to get one of those troops to the max. So if you place down a boar spawner, it only gives you 1 boar. Or if you place down a weasel thing, it only gives you 2 weasels. So you have to wait for those weasels to get, and then you have them. I still haven't clarified 100% of how, if once those people die, if it respawns, because it doesn't seem like that, but maybe I'm just missing something. Also, the whole goal is to get more food. That's the currency. That gets depleted, or that plot of land that is the food will be depleted, and then you can't build on that anymore. You have to go conquer new farms and push forward. And the maps are very small, as I've seen so far. Like I said, I have only played a little bit of the story mode. I haven't played any of the online mode, for full disclosures. But I played enough where I felt like I could do this video and get this out, let you guys know what it plays like. And so I imagine, and once again, this is all a little bit of speculation, educated speculation, the further you get in, the more difficult, the more troops you have, the higher difficulty it will get. That's what it seems to be scaling up. You kind of start off low and high is scaling up as you go, unlocking troops and infrastructure as you go. But I think the combination of the animals, like the unit style, and the fact that you are playing as the character, really gives this game kind of a unique spin on things. I'm not going to say it's my favorite strategy game I've played, RTS, real-time strategy, because it definitely doesn't. Personally, the cut screens are beautiful. I absolutely love the cut screens they show, and the art style for the character pictures. But the second it gets into the actual game footage, like I said, for me it just looks kind of blurry, kind of grungy. I'm not the biggest fan of the in-game art style. It's everything, I can see everything, it's tolerable, but I am still a big fan of like the Command and Conquer series, or the Active Aggression, those RTSs, which are very detailed. You can zoom in, zoom out. This has no zoom in, zoom out. It's the best I can tell. It has no camera rotation, so you're always staring at the one spot. And a couple times I got very confused on what spot I'm building on, because there's particular squares that you build on the grid system. So if you're trying to place down defenses, and there's a tree right in front of you, it was kind of hard for me to tell where I was building. And that just leaves it as a bigger problem. And like I said, with the unclarification of how the troop system works, about how the respawn system works, that leaves a little bit to be desired. It also is week 1 of the game. Maybe I just missed something in the tutorial that I played. I don't think so, but it is very possible. And perhaps I just need to play more of the. Maybe if I play more of the multiplayer, that sometimes can clear up things. When you have almost everything unlocked, you just have to work for it. That can sometimes clear up things. It's a very much a push and pull kind of game. I would equate that to kind of a more of a first-person shooter, trying to capture a flag style, where you have to choose when to build up everything and then push forward. In a first-person shooter, build up your alts and then push forward onto the point, or in this case, build up all your troops and then push forward to conquer a new farm, push forward to take out a defense installment, push forward just to take down their troop manufacturer. In the base building when I played, it was more of a matter of just destroying them building troops, because I could not combat the fact that they were sending troops at me. I couldn't get anything built because there was just these crickets that would come in and explode. They were very fast moving. I had to have at least 3 of the turrets to take them down. I do plan on playing more of the campaign, so I am not saying it's unfun at all at any stretch of the imagination. If you like RTSs, this is definitely worth a try. If you like a different story, it's a very unique story. The fact that these factions, whoever loses die, that even says that very specifically. When whoever loses, it'll pop a blank, becomes feast. So it'll be interesting to see how this story progresses, if it'll let you play as the other players, or if you will always play as this blue team, the long coats. I am intrigued to see how that plays out. I do think it is worth trying out if you are an RTS fan. Don't get me wrong, the stuff that I've mentioned are cons, is more personal stuff, like I said, the art style and stuff like that, and the understanding that could all just be me misinterpreting something, and the art style is very subjective. Like I said, it's not bad. I can definitely play this for extended period of time. It's just I'm used to more higher detail and stuff like that, so it may just be me being that. But as always, that's up for discussion. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to leave them down in the comment box below. And as always, we're all in this one together. See you in the next one.